now. To wrap up your conversation with your neighbor.
Maybe that's how the clock does it not remember.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jordan. 3, 2, Eric. 1. Maureen Pomona.
Good morning, Soul.
What kind of a morning are we going to have today? What kind of a morning? Angela's. Sporty. Okay. Wearing my sweatshirt. Feeling like ready for a sporty morning. Michelle. Exciting. Christianette. Zesty. All right, we're going to do 2 claps, 2 snaps, and 2 table bams for a sporty, zesty, exciting Thursday morning. 2 claps, 2 snaps, and 2 table bams, Eric Ayati. 1, 2. What is our focus for today? Gus. Eyes on Gus.
Our focus for today is what readers can define personification and explain the meaning of lines, sentences, or texts that use personification.
While readers can define personification and explain the meaning of lines, sentences, or texts that use personification. Awesome job, Gus. That was a tough word to pronounce. Why does this matter to us? You can tell me, why is this important? Who cares about personification this fall and more? Why is this important?
This is important because knowing different types of figurative language will help us
So understand what the authors want us to know when they're reading.
Exactly. This is important to help us understand. It's not enough to just see words and say, oh, figurative language. Like, that's not going to get us an credit on the STAR test. Texas isn't going to be like, oh, great, you recognize figurative language. You have to actually understand what it means. So we're going to learn about personification so that we can understand what we're reading. Let's go back to our do now. With a silent hand, who can tell me what do they think is happening in the cloud picture? What is happening in the cloud picture? We've talked about it for a few minutes. Ibrahim, what is happening in the cloud picture?
What I think is happening in the cloud picture is comparing like humans and objects like a cloud, because some like clouds, I think that's big orange when maybe it's raining, so he's probably mad or he's probably sad. But he looks mad because
Okay. So, tell me if I'm summarizing correctly. Ibrahim thinks that this picture is comparing a human to a cloud by saying this cloud is angry like a human. And he can tell it's angry because it's growling and spitting. And what did you think that meant, Ibrahim?
I think it means windy or something.
It's windy or raining. Does anybody have anything to add? Or did anybody think anything different? Kobe?
You know how kind of like, no, I don't think it's like figurative language.
You don't think it's like figurative language? Why not?
It's kind of like an example of like, since the rain is going out of its mouth, they describe it going out of its mouth instead of falling down.
So you're saying that rain actually comes out of the mouths of clouds? When it rains, it actually means that there are some clouds in the sky like spitting on you?
No, I understand that the rain actually falls down and just out of the bottom of it where the weight is at. But
Oh, okay.
right there.
So is this picture what's actually happening? No. So this is something that is not what's actually happening, but means something else. Sounds familiar. Casey?
That's like figurative language because it's not like the clouds don't like have that the rain doesn't come out of like the cloud's mouth. It comes from the bottom, so it might be like maybe the cloud is like blowing wind or something.
Okay, so Casey thinks this picture is a little bit like figurative language, Rosalie, because what it's showing isn't actually what's happening. It might mean something else. Like maybe this means it's raining, even though it's not showing exactly that it's raining. Jordan, put your pencil down. Okay. All right, I think we have some really good thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think about the candle. What's going on with the candle? It's kind of like a weird picture. Roberto, what do you think is happening with the candle? What do you see?
I see a ballerina and the candle.
You see a ballerina on a candle.
I think like when you go to the store, right? And then like you see like one of those like doors that you open and
Like a music box that opens and there's a little dancing lady in it?
oh yeah, I just like that.
Okay, so Roberto sees kind of like a music box ballerina on top of a candle. Oh wait, do ballerinas really dance on candles?
No.
No. So this picture can't actually be happening. It must mean something else. What could this picture mean, Jaleesa, waiting for all the eyes?
The picture means that you know how the flame is like side. It looks like it's dancing, but it's not.
The flame looks like it's dancing. So this picture could be saying the flame is dancing. Jaleesa, I think that's brilliant. I have a picture for you guys of a dancing flame. It's not really a ballerina, right? I don't see any ballerinas. But I could see how the artist was thinking of a dancing flame. Yep. All right, awesome job. Let's do 2 claps, 2 snaps, and a genius for Ibrahim, Jaleesa, Roberto, Kobe, and Casey for figuring out these crazy, weird photos. 2 claps, 2 snaps, and a genius on 2. 1, 2. Genius! Awesome job. So guys, these are examples, like Ibrahim said, of something called personification. Ibrahim told us that they're making things that are not humans look like humans. Like a candle and a flame aren't a human. But it's looking like a human to describe to us what's happening. It's dancing. The cloud isn't really a human. But it feels like a human, and the artist is showing us that so that we understand what's happening. Personification. Everybody say personification.
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 Is when an author describes an animal, an object, or an idea like it's a person. What word do you see in personification? What shorter word do you see inside the word personification? Mauricio.
I see the word person.
The word person. Because personification means describing like a person. Take 15 seconds to copy down the definition of personification on page 26 of your RN. Mauricio is there. Christian is there. Emily Portillo is there. 14. 13. 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, pencil should be down. Sweetie. Ibrahim. 3, 2, 1. Lovebirds. We're going to do it again. Your pencils need to be down. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so personification is when an author is describing something that's not a human, an object, an idea, or an animal, as if it were a person. Personification. The author is going to do this using actions, feelings, or characteristics. So in our pictures, we saw dancing, we saw anger, right? We saw, Jordan, put your pencil down. We saw something that someone was doing, we saw something that someone was feeling. So the author is going to use a lot of different ways to describe something like a person. One example of how an author might use an action or something someone does is the cigarettes stole his health. Do cigarettes steal things?
No.
Do cigarettes grow legs and get up and run around on the tabletop and steal things away?
No.
No. Okay, so this definitely can't be what's actually happening. The cigarettes stole his health. What could this mean? Aaron.
What this means is, you know how when you smoke a cigarette, your lungs turn black, like your lungs are close to reddish pinkish color. It means is your health is bad.
So cigarettes really hurt your lungs. They hurt your health. So this author is saying that cigarettes hurt your health, but using the word stole, Eric, because he's using personification, or he's making the cigarettes, describing them like a person, to give you an idea of what he means. Do you have a question or any idea?
I have like myself to like.
Okay, can you save it? Because right now I want to make sure we get all of our examples done. My flowers crave water. Lock it up with a partner. Tell your partner, what does this mean? My flowers crave water. Go. water. What on earth could this mean? Leo.
What this means is that the flowers need water to live.
Okay, they need water to live. Why do you think that?
They think that why I think that is because when it says my flowers crave water, it's like saying that they really need water.
Okay. Christy gave a good example of the feeling of craving. How do you crave something, Christy?
Like when you're thinking of food and then you're like, oh my god, I want this food so bad.
Okay, donuts. I love donuts. Every morning I drive past Shipley's and I'm like, strawberry ice with sprinkles. Oh, my tummy would love that right now. I'm craving it. I really want it. Flowers. Do flowers actually wake up in the morning and think, man, give me some water. Some strawberry ice with sprinkles water. Ooh, yum. But, like Leo said, they do need water. And so this author is telling you that the flowers really need water by making it sound like they have a human feeling. Crave, like you do with pizza. Yes, Ricardo. Yes, I'll come back to you. The final example. Justice is blind. Justice is blind. Who knows what justice is? Ooh, okay, so 3 people. We talked about this in history class already this year. Justice. Dylan, what is justice? I should be on Dylan. Ryan.
Justice means fairness. Fairness.
You can't see. So, justice is blind, or fairness can't see. Think about it for a minute. What would that mean? What could it mean? Fairness can't see. Justice is blind. Okay, I see a lot of hands. This side of the room really knows what's going on. They're thinking hard. People on this side of the room have an idea? Jaron Knight, he's peeking up. Brandon, what does it mean?
Let's see, I think it means. Wait, can you repeat the question one more time?
If justice is blind or fairness can't see, what does that mean?
Fairness can't see probably means. Let's see. There's no it's hard to see fairness.
It's hard to see fairness? I disagree. I don't think it means it's hard to see. Keep thinking. Keep thinking. Angeles, can you help him out?
When I think justice is blind and fairness is blind means that fairness isn't seen a lot.
Okay, it doesn't see a lot. What could that mean?
Like, it isn't seen a lot. People don't see it.
People, we don't see a lot of fairness in the world? If fairness can't see, does that mean that Mr. Ray can't see fairness?
No, but
Swenlin.
it can mean that some people don't see fairness in their life, like they aren't fair with other people.
Okay. So it maybe means that some people aren't fair. Ricardo?
I think it means that fairness doesn't know what's going to happen next.
Fairness doesn't really know what's going on because fairness can't see anything, right? Like, right? What could that mean, Christy?
What that could mean is like when you're in a trial and stuff, people are like, there's a bad guy and a good guy, and sometimes people can't see which one is which.
Sometimes fairness doesn't know who's right and who's wrong. Aaron agrees. Ibrahim agrees. Paula agrees. Jaleesa, do you have something to add?
I think it means that people are being fair, so fairness are become blind.
Okay, so a lot of you I hear saying things like, because justice is blind, it means that other people don't see justice or fairness, that we don't see fairness in people's lives. If I'm blind, that doesn't mean that Miss Bowers can't see me. It means that I'm the one who cannot see. So if justice is blind or if fairness is blind, it doesn't mean that Ibrahim isn't going to see justice in his life, because Ibrahim's not blind, I hope. Right? Justice is the one that can't see. So I agree with Christy. It could mean that justice can't tell the difference between who's bad and who's good, because justice can't see, right? Like fairness can't tell. Does anybody have any other ideas? If justice is the one, if fairness is the one who can't see anything, what could that mean, Toby?
Since fairness is inside of you, it's only you that controls fairness.
Okay, keep going. I think I see somewhere where you're going.
So fairness is inside of you, only you can control fairness. Fairness doesn't know what you're gonna do to be fair.
Okay, we can't count on justice to make the right decision, because justice is blind. That could be.
No, but you control justice.
But you can't, okay? That's
One thing like justice is like, it means like when like justice can't see, but you need more than one people to make justice.
so sort of like what Kobe was saying, justice on its own can't make any decisions. You have to help it out. Okay, guys, usually when people say justice is blind, usually if you hear that or you read it in the newspaper, what it means is that the law or making fair decisions is the same for everybody. If I'm justice and I'm blind, I'm not going to differentiate between J-Ron and Christy because he's a boy and she's a girl. I'm going to be the same for everybody. But I really like what some of you guys were saying, where like maybe it's actually that because it's blind, we can't count on it or it doesn't know what it's doing. I think that was really smart and extra meaning. We're going to move on right now. Take 30 seconds to copy down the examples from the board in your notes. Examples of personification. Mauricio and Dylan have a head start. Why are these examples Personification. Ms. Cole, you made us think about these crazy things. Why are we talking about this? Why are these personification? Paula.
I consider personification because they're describing something and then they're using the action over the character.
Okay, they're using actions, feelings, or characteristics of what? Of who?
Of a person or
Okay, so if I'm reading, Kobe, every time I see feelings, actions, or characteristics of a person, I think it's personification? Every single time? Oh, what makes this personification specifically? Who can add to what Paula said? Mauricio.
It's comparing like a human,
It's comparing what to a human?
like an object or, yeah.
So it's comparing something that's not a human to a human. Awesome job, Mauricio. It's describing something that's not a human, Ricardo, as if it were a person. 2 claps for Paula and Mauricio together. 1, 2. Oops, lucky. Let's do it one more time. 2 claps for Paula and Mauricio. 1, 2. When I say go, you're going to move to the floor with only your brain. You're moving at a level 0. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we're going to look at an example of a poem that uses personification to see what it would look like if we actually saw this while we were reading. So I'm going to read this poem out loud. You should follow along on the board as I read. I'm looking for examples of personification as I go. The Sky is Low by Emily Dickinson. The sky is low, the clouds are mean. A traveling flake of snow across a barn or through a rut debates if it will go. Okay, so as I'm reading, I see a few things, Kobe, eyes on the board. I see a few things that are a little bit silly. The sky is low, the clouds are mean. I know that clouds aren't really mean, right? They're not like bully clouds in the sky. So I think that these words are describing something that isn't actually happening. And so I know that that's figurative language. But once I found an example of figurative language in a poem, I need to figure out if it's personification. Because I'm not sure, there are a couple types of figurative language, and this might not be personification. So I know that personification means giving something that's not a person characteristics or feelings or actions like a person. In this phrase, the clouds are mean. Clouds are not a person. But I see that they have a feeling, mean, as if they were a person. So because they're giving clouds feelings of a person, I think that this is personification. Now I have to ask myself what it means, because it's not enough to just say, oh, okay, I found one. Good for me. Example of personification. I have to actually ask myself what it means. Clouds are mean. Just like the picture that we saw earlier for the do now, I think that when authors or poets describe clouds as if they're angry or mean, it means there's a storm. So I think that this part of the poem is describing a storm. Still agrees. A traveling flake of snow across a barn or through a rut debates if it will go. A traveling flake of snow across a barn or through a rut debates if it will go. Okay, I have a snowflake and it's traveling, but snowflakes don't like pack their suitcases and get on a train. So it's probably not really going on a trip. I think that here, traveling means moving, Jaleesa. So even though I see a word, an action that a human takes describing something that is not a human, a snowflake, I know that that's not what it actually means. It's actually personification. And I think it means the snowflake is moving. The snowflake is moving across a barn, debates if it will go. Again, I see a word that usually describes humans, debates, means like argues or tries to decide, debates if it will go. I know snowflakes don't actually debate, so this is personification because snowflakes aren't human, but they're doing something humans do. And I think it means it's going back and forth. It's trying to decide. So the snowflake is trying to decide if it's going to actually make its move, if it's actually going to travel or make its move. I think it means that the storm hasn't started yet. Because the snowflake is like, should I go? Should I not go? The storm is brewing, but it hasn't quite started. First, I read the poem. When I saw an example of figurative language, I stopped and asked myself if it was personification. Personification is when something that is not a human is described as if it were a person. Once I figured out, yep, it's personification, I had to figure out what it means. Lock it up with your partner. Tell your partner what I did as I read this poem. Go.
Because last time I would, people would come in, like, walk. I'm like, guest appearance.
Okay, with a hand, who can summarize for me what did I do as I was reading that poem? Eric nailed it. Let's see whose answer can be better than Aaron's. Aaron.
This poem is about.
Okay, Aaron, listen to the question. What did I do as I was reading?
What did you do as you was remember the objects and feelings people had? So in the poem, you looked at the feelings in the story and the unrelated things to people, and you found what was not like used to what different objects do because snowflakes can't like pack the suitcase to travel, and clouds are not moving like thunder, but they're not moving.
Okay, so I looked through and I found examples of when, like you said, things that are not like people, objects or things, were described as if they were people. Mean, traveling. What's the word for that? What is the word for that when I describe something that's not a person as if it were a person, Rosalie?
The word is personification.
Personification. What did I do after I figured out, yep, it's personification, nailed it, Miss Cole, you're rocking it, passed the star. Nora, what did I do then?
When you found it, you tried to find you tried to think and came up with what does it mean?
What does it mean? Because the whole point, Miguel, is that I have to figure out what the poem means. It's not enough to just say, okay, I see personification. The whole point of seeing personification is that then I'll know what the poem means. We're looking for details to help us understand the meaning. Personification is giving us more details so we can understand what the poem means. For the rest of class today, we are going to be practicing finding personification and figuring out what it means with poems at our tables. There are going to be 4 poems at your table. You'll have time with each poem, and then you'll rotate, just like we've done before. You'll start off working on your own, and then you'll have time to discuss your poem with a partner. Ricardo?
4 different poems or 4 the same poem?
You're going to need 4 different poems. 4 different poems. Okay? What's going to happen when we get back to our tables? Only 3 people? It's right there on the board. Michelle, what's going to happen when we get back to our tables? Okay. Yep, we're going to read 4 poems. You're going to start at a level 0. You'll have time to share. What I'm looking for is writing during the first 4 minutes on your worksheet that looks like this, and going back to your green poem to understand. You should definitely be getting to this right-hand column about what you understand, because the whole point is to understand all of these questions answered. Yes, Ibrahim?
I'm gonna switch, there's a row. Each row is gonna be a different.
Each row in the worksheet is a different column. Yes. Dylan?
Are we gonna change seats or?
You will change seats after your first poem. Yes. Alright. Go. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Just pick a poem. Leo's already started checking out his poem. Ibrahim is reading his poem. Angelus is reading her poem. Aaron is putting the title of his poem on his worksheet already. last minute, but you're getting to the part about what the poem means. Pencils down, eyes on me. So, for the next 3 minutes, you're going to be able to talk with your Lock It Up partner about personification that you found, Rosalie, and how it helps you to understand the poem. You guys are reading different poems. So you're going to have to make a really good case so your partner believes you for why you have found personification, Emily, and it's helping you to understand the poem. Yes, please.
What if he steal a thing and put it on
We're a team, so they're not stealing ideas, right? You may begin talking with your Lock It Up partner at a level 1.5.
This is about, it says, I William were wary of winter, since the sun out shining. Our traveling habits have tired us. The sea was feeling, just on the window, and countless numbers. On the wall, Can I see it? Yes. Because the sunflower can't tell the
Take 2 minutes at a level 0 to finish off your worksheet for this poem, writing down what you understand after talking with your partner. Go.
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Kobe, 1. Eyes on me. We are about, Sadie, to switch poems with our Lock It Up partner. You just got some hints about the poem you're going to look at because your Lock It Up partner, Angels and Emily, are you doing some switch yet? Because your Lock It Up partner told you about it, Erin. It is not going to be enough to just write an example of personification that you see. You need to ask yourself what it means and push yourself to write the entire time you're given. All right? We're working hard to reach our goals. We're taking math next week. We're taking our bookmark tests in just a couple weeks. STAR is coming. And I know that as Wild Readers Finland, we write for the entire time we're given. Even if all you have are questions, write those. I don't want to see anybody sitting back and wasting my time or your time. All right. When I say go, you're going to switch poems with your Lock It Up partner and get started. Show me that you want to crush your math goals next week. Go. Jaron got started reading right away. He definitely wants to go up on his bookmark. Leo wants to pass the STAR. He's reading ferociously. Jordan's on cross. Pomona, eyes on me. Take 3 minutes to share with your partner what you saw now that you've read the poem that they were reading before. Remember, we're focused on understanding what the poem means.
So I saw that it's like it's our nature and more hunger and joy that raises and that personification talking because it tells me what the brain can do and what it feels. Which one am I and I think that personification helps me understand how the flowers feel, like how they feel, because they feel like they strong, sometimes they feel like so I have to go to a hotel. But I don't get the last sentence. I don't get the last sentence. Like the first two. I get the last.
Take 1 minute to finish your worksheet. This is what I'll be looking at to see how hard you were working and thinking today. So make sure all of your best thoughts are on the paper. Silently for 1 minute, go. Five, 4, 3, 2, Eric, get ready, and 1. Okay, I need 1 stack of the green papers, 1 stack up. I'm not simple. 1 stack of the green papers, 1 stack of your worksheets, and 1 stack of your reading notebooks. Freeze. Guys, don't lose it at the end. I did not say go. So I need my lions. Make sure that you put everything back where it started. When I say go, you'll make your 3 stacks, pack up, and stand behind your chair. I'll know you're ready when you're standing quietly to get in line. Go. Man, got some cheetahs hustling over here. Some zebras hustling. Elephants on point. The lions might be the first ones. The elephants got there first. Lions are in second. Giraffes were third. Tigers. Lions may line up. Elephants may line up. Giraffes may line up. Tigers may line up. Cheetahs, zebras, and leopards. Alright guys, this is not going to be happy. This is the line that you find so that you fill. Yeah. Giraffes.
Is everyone here today?
Yes. Sadie got here.
Sadie's here.
Oh. Are you ready? Look at have the water.
Everything.
Oh, wait. You have to be the front. Oh, yeah. And you're up there.
Okay, Pomona, eyes on me. We have learned 3 different types of figurative language this week. Who can remind me what the 3 types are? What are the 3 types? Rosalie.
There's simile, metaphor, and personification.
Oh, simile, metaphor, and personification. So, Leo, if I say Gus has a heart of gold. A heart of gold. What kind of figurative language is that?
Oh, no, a metaphor.
Leo, why is that a metaphor?
Metaphor because, wait,
A heart of gold. Gus has a heart of gold.
oh, wait, never mind, that's simile. That's
Okay, why is it a simile?
simile because, it has 2 different No.
It's comparing 2 unlike things and...
And it does not say like.
Okay, so if it compares 2 unlike things and it does not say like or as, is it a simile, Jaron? No? doesn't say like grass. It can't be a simile. What is it, Leo? A metaphor. A metaphor. Paula, if I say, the emerald was as red as Dorothy's slippers. Why? It's not true because an emerald's green, her slippers are red. Emerald's green. Ruby is as red as her slippers. What about? What's yours? That's definitely a figurative language. Not having an important ingredient. Wow.